Welcome back to another video. I feel like making a video tonight. I feel like I need to talk about some things, express some things. So as you may know, I've been experiencing a breakup with a relationship of 8 years, and that's been difficult. And yeah, I don't want to get too personal into it in this video, and that's not what this video is about anyway. But I just want to say, because in my previous video, I was very upset. And that, yeah, that was like right after, like the day after a kind of significant event in the breakup. So I was very upset then, and I felt like I needed to express that. But yeah, I just want you to know that I'm not experiencing that all the time. There are waves, and yeah, there are waves of grief. It comes in waves over time. Different things are brought up. Oh, the light's gone. Okay, sorry. Different things are brought up over time, to process, So anyway, in this video, well, first of all, I just want to say, thanks to you who's watching, because like when I started doing these videos, why did I start doing these videos? I've probably actually I've explained a lot why I do these videos in other videos, but when I started making these videos, I wanted to make these videos because I was going through some kind of awakening or spiritual shift, or some kind of just different phase in my life, which felt quite isolating. I was learning these things and perceiving things that the people around me were not really, or at least they weren't explicitly talked about, or I didn't feel like people knew these things that I had just suddenly become interested in or aware of or whatever. And so I needed an outlet. I couldn't bottle up these feelings, and so I started this like nearly 5 years ago, nearly half a decade ago. I started this. It's actually quite insane. And yeah, I don't know. I still it still feels isolating to a large extent to perceive reality and self in a way that most people don't perceive it this way. So, but I have somewhat gained some kind of more confidence within myself to speak about these things with people that I know will be receptive, and they're very few. I have one friend that I can really open up to about this whole enlightenment thing, which is great, and I'm really thankful for them. But also, there are lots of people online that are going through the same thing and perceive the same thing. And yeah, face to face, in person is like the best, but online is second best, you know? It's better than nothing. Um, so anyway, I just want to say thanks. Um, for your support. You know, some of the comments I've received, um, you know, I can tell that people relate to what I say. And people are supportive and people are um, gain value. And so, you know, I'm glad that these videos can be of service in some kind, whether they just serve as a, you're not alone, like I'm fucking, I'm a person here going through this whacked out shit too. It's okay, you're not alone. um, you know, or if you find any insights I give valuable, great. Um, Now, I've had a kind of history of being modest or whatnot, and really doubting myself. And I really need to give myself more credit because I do offer value. I can see that. Um, and I'm doing the best I can. I need more self-love. This breakup has actually, it has opened my heart more. Because that's what suffering does. You see, compassion is dependent on suffering. You have to suffer a lot to understand other people's suffering. And when you understand people's suffering, you really have nothing but compassion for them. And although a lot of the time I still feel very closed off, very closed-hearted or cold-hearted, I'm feeling less of that. More open-hearted. More like we're in this together, less isolated. And that's great. In the past, and still to some extent in the present, I've wanted to be different and special. I have wanted to be the enlightened one. I have wanted to be the wise one. I have wanted to be, better than other people. Different. You see, like, all throughout my life growing up, I have felt different. And I would associate this difference with myself of me being worse than other people, me being more inadequate, me being inferior. I felt different from other people. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. Um, and so then getting into other shit down the line, like, it becomes the opposite of, instead of feeling inferior, I feel superior. So, getting into, say, a certain genre of music and a certain style of clothes, um, a certain outlook on life, is like, okay, yeah, this is my thing now. I'm still different, but now I'm better. Instead of being worse and inferior, now I'm better and superior. And this is not an easy thing to let go of, because light's going again. Light, where are you? This is not an easy thing to let go of, because our sense of being different, whether that's inadequate, whether that's inferior or superior, there's a sense of separation. I'm here, this isolated island in this world of other people, this world of other isolated islands, And awakening or enlightenment seems to be where this boundary, this wall between who you are, who you think you are, and the rest of the world, the rest of reality, gets dissolved, or is seen to not be the truth, right? Normally we think, here I am, and then there's some kind of wall or barrier or whatever it is, and there's the rest of the world, self and other. And that's, I've said before, like, enlightenment is like paradoxically, simultaneously, both everything that everybody's looking for and also everything that everybody is avoiding. Enlightenment is true happiness, but the you that you think is going to get that happiness or be happy is not what's going to be there to experience that or get it. I don't know, I feel like I've lost track of what I was talking about, but what I'm trying to say, right, this sense, you see, because getting into these meditative states or having like a psychedelic experience where you perceive something so profound and truthful, and you just want everybody to know this, you end up, it's really like unavoidable. You end up creating this spiritual ego, this spiritual identity. You end up creating, you start thinking like, I am this wise person. I am this person with insights, this person that knows more than other people. I'm this person that, is different and more enlightened and more wise and whatever else. But you see, this is still causing separation between you and everybody else. And it's hard to actually let go of this, because you're in a world where everybody is really advertising their own identity. And you feel like, well, I've got to do the same, I've got to be somebody. People have got to know what I stand for. People have got to know what my worldview is. People have got to know how I see things and all this, and my interests and whatnot. People have got to know that I am all about spirituality and enlightenment. People have to know. I have to present myself this way. People cannot see me as a normie. People have got to see me as somewhat special. But the truth is that enlightenment makes you the most normal shit ever. And I'm not saying I'm enlightened, but on this path to awakening, you get a good picture anyway. Really, enlightenment is stripping away any idea of feeling special or feeling different or feeling, you know what I mean? I mean, everybody's unique. Everybody's got a unique expression, and all that should be celebrated. Yeah, of course. But at the end of the day, this human is no different to any other fucking human. I didn't create this human. There's not there's nothing special about this human. Or you could say everybody's special, but it's really just saying the same thing. Nobody's special, everybody's special. You see, an enlightened being, whatever you want to fucking call it, he's not going to have a fucking halo around his head and emanate this loving energy or whatever. Sure, they could, but ultimately, enlightenment is just letting go of what you're not. Which is just letting go of any idea of yourself and just being yourself, because you are yourself already. You are you. You don't need any thought you have of you is not you. You are you. You are what you are, right? Anything that's added onto you is not you. I don't know if I'm fucking making myself clear here, but there has been a strong desire, and still to some extent, to be perceived as, somewhat wise, somewhat different, somewhat special, somewhat more intelligent, like somewhat, whatever. But like, there's like it's like you start off as a normie, if we want to use that phrase. Start off as a normal person that doesn't know anything about enlightenment, whatever, stuck in their ego. And then you go, start having awakening experiences or whatever. And then you think you're like special or whatever, or different. And but then after that, you come back to the normie state, but this time you like out of the ego, like nothing's changed. But I don't know how to explain it. Like, anyway, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That was a long tangent I was getting onto. Oh, the light's gone. So, what I'm getting at here is I want to talk about community and connection, because like I said in the past, like I wanted to be like this kind of lone wolf, this wise renunciate ascetic, this independent solo person on this pursuit to enlightenment or whatever. And it's certainly beneficial to have phases and times in your life where you are going solo and you're going like deep in meditation and all that kind of stuff. But it's equally important to connect with people. And I always found it hard to connect with people. I still do. So I had thoughts of like, well, they're not going to relate to me. They're not going to understand me. I don't relate to them. I was very cynical and misanthropic. Like, oh, look at all these egos. Look at all these people with their egos. And I still have tendencies of that. It's a habit that I made that I need to break. Look at all these unwise people that don't know. And like, it's true. Like, it's important not to throw away discernment. Like, you can see these people, you can see where they're fixated on. You can see that, they're fabricating this self into existence and this sense of a mission into existence, and they like really think it is reality and think it's like really important and significant. But, discernment does not mean judgment. Like, you can see that in people, but how you respond, that's up to you. You're going to respond in cynicism and hate and aversion and resistance, or are you going to respond in understanding and compassion and, you know what I mean? And that's really what I aspire to get to more, you know. I think it's the reason why we do this is because it is lonely and we want people to change, honestly, you know. We are averse to these egos. We resist it, we hate it, we are cynical about it, whatever. Because we want them to change, and we want them to change so we don't feel alone. And that's scary. Like, it is, you know, like, to be in a world where no one really understands you, to feel very alone, like, you know, we don't want that. Um, but yeah, I don't know what I was getting to, but lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Right, yeah. It's like to show compassion and understanding instead is like, it's lonely because it's like, okay, I'm gonna give you this love. I understand you. You're doing that knowing that they're not gonna understand you, you know? You understand them because you've been there. They don't understand you. And you want them to understand you. And that's lonely. But at the same time, everybody is truth. Everybody is what they are, whether they know it or not. See, everybody is the truth, even if they think they're something different than that. And so you can still connect. I don't know. I'm just saying some thoughts. But anyway, there are lots of people online that you can connect with that share whatever the shit you're going through. I'm just gonna take a slash real quick. Just gonna pause this. I'm back. So yeah, these are some thoughts. And I'm sensing in my life that, you know, I really do need to connect more. That community is important. And you know, for a while I had such a strong conviction that community was bad. I was inspired by Jed McKenna. And I do highly recommend reading Jed McKenna's books, the Enlightenment trilogy, even just the first one. But, you know, he is very cynical and misanthropic too, and that's where I picked that up, in a lot of the ways. Um, and there is some wisdom there, but you've got to take what you can, and leave what doesn't work as well. Like, the wisdom there is, yes, think for yourself and find out what's true. Don't look for other people, other communities. Don't get involved in spiritual communities that just promote beliefs and brainwash you and all this, There is a danger to being in a community and just being reinforced with all these beliefs, this echo chamber, where you start to, if it's spiritual, you start to think that I'm on this path, this progress or whatever, but actually you're just creating more stories, more conditions, more fabrications, when awakening is about deconstructing all that, right? It's unlearning all the shit. It's not learning more, it's not adding on, it's taking away shit. So there's a danger with getting into community. Certainly is. But the danger of also not getting into community and all the rest is that you become cynical and you just reject everybody. And it really is no way to live, like, people talk of this lone wolf mentality and whatnot, and I resonated with it very deeply, and I thought I could make it work, but I'm realizing that I can't make that work. Nobody can. Like, again, like, yes, definitely have periods in your life where you are, very, very solitary, solo, alone. But to do things in life and to experience the joys of life, you're gonna want to have people around you, You're gonna want to give. You're gonna want to be a part of this world, not just a recluse. And this may be true for you because it is true for me, and it's something that this is a self-deception mechanism, right? What I'm about to say. So, while it's speaks truth that, to be alone, to think for yourself, to be, to be in solitude, to be this lone wolf. While it speaks truth to do that or be that or whatever, there's a shadow side to it. And we deceive ourselves. Or I can just speak from my experience. There's been a lot of self-deception with this lone wolf mentality, this solitude, whatever else you want to call it. The shadow side to this is, so yeah, there's benefit to being alone and whatever, like I've said, you know. But the shadow side is the reason why we want this, or the reason why we do this, is because we're actually scared of connecting. Well, again, I speak from my experience. I'm scared, and have been scared, still am a lot, of connecting with people. Scared of opening up, scared of being vulnerable, scared of getting hurt by other people, scared of being embarrassed, humiliated. Rejection, right? So we can tell ourselves, like, you know, the world is fucked, society's fucked. I'm gonna meditate on my own and get enlightened. I'm gonna do this lone wolf thing, I'm gonna spend my days in solitude. But where is that coming from? Where is that intention coming from? Where is that desire coming from? Because it can come from different places. It may be coming from a lot of different places, multiple places, right? And you've got to be honest with yourself, because, yeah, certainly, where is this desire coming from? It's coming from, you know, a deep curiosity and desire to wake the fuck up, know what the truth of reality and what I am is. But are there also reasons that relate to being scared of people, being scared of being hurt by people, being scared of being vulnerable, being scared of being judged and humiliated, and you know, and this thing of like, well, I don't need to work on self-improvement, I don't need to socialize, I don't need to improve my social skills, I don't need to get a job, I don't need to earn money, I don't need any of this conventional shit, my purpose is enlightenment. And that certainly may be true for some, that it is genuine, that they just are like, nah, fuck that shit, I'm on this fucking mission. But I think for people that have grown up in the West, there's still a desire to do shit in the world, you know. There's desire to make money, make friends. You know, there's a desire to create whatever. And you can't avoid it forever. Trust me, I've tried. As much as I would like to genuinely know that all this other shit's not for me, I'm going to the direct path. Enlightenment is it. Don't care about money, don't care about other people, just gonna get this shit done. The truth is, it's not my life. There are parts of myself yearn for this other shit, like connection. And so, one thing that I have trouble with, and I have talked about this a lot on this channel too, is, you know, how do you reconcile, you know, this pursuit to enlightenment and, you know, your purpose in life, or what you do in life, or um, you know, how do you not let one of these get in the way of the other? Because I have experienced a lot that, you know, if I'm, you know, on my purpose or whatever, I want to, you know, create videos or whatever, and, you know, I want to improve some aspect of my life. It's like I'm doing that, and then I just forget about this whole enlightenment thing, this whole awakening thing. And it's like I can't do both of them. It's like when I'm on this enlightenment thing, it's like, okay, I'm meditating maybe a few hours a day, and it's like that's my focus, and I just can't focus on anything else, you know? How can I balance these two? How can I really, like, be doing the shit that I want to do in life, but do it from a place of, like, this is my sadhana, this is my spiritual practice, this is my grist for the mill, this is my meditation, right? See, doing this video right now, you know, it's like I feel like I'm in a flow state, but I don't feel it doesn't feel like a meditation, you know. If I was meditating, it's like I would just be very present, very conscious of what's happening. But like right now, it almost feels like I'm unconscious. Like, honestly, like I'm in this kind of flow state, talking about shit, expressing myself, but it's like I'm like it doesn't feel meditative. It doesn't feel, you know, and I really would like to integrate these things together, because like that's important, you know. Sometimes when I make these videos, it feels like I can integrate it together, but for instance now, it just feels like, you know, yeah, I'm in a flow state, but it feels like I'm kind of unconscious as well, you know. Um, and I don't really know what to make of that. But anyway, so that's just kind of like a problem that I've got to find a solution to, I suppose. Because I don't want to like switch modes, keep switching modes. I don't want it to be just one whole mode of it fucking enlightenment, you know what I mean? Doing anything, and, you know, there it is as well, you know. So anyway, thanks for watching this far. I do appreciate your time. And yeah, I want to connect more. I want to be more loving and understanding, you know. A part of me is so fucking scared still, you know, to connect with people, to express myself, to all this shit. But I know that, there's not really much choice in this now. This is life and it's meant to be lived. And connections are meant to be had. And so, I really want to just open this up more. I don't really know what that means, but I want to on this channel previously, I was just doing this for me and just doing, very scared of anybody watching. Of like, shit, man, like, people fucking watching this, like, that's really vulnerable. I don't express myself like this anywhere else. Like, not really. Sometimes, to some people, but like, I got a lot of subscribers. I mean, I've got like 120 or something, which is not a lot, but like, for like the first 3 years or whatever, I had like 7, and I think some of them even were my other channels, maybe. So I had like a few subscribers for like the first few years, and then my solipsism video blew up, got a couple thousand views, and now I've got like 100 fucking people watching these videos, and it just is like, it's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. I suppose, like, this is scary for me to say, but I want to connect more with you. And I want to hear how I can support you. How we can support each other. I want to hear what you want to see from me, what you want to hear from me, any questions you have, any feedback, any ideas. Like, saying this now, I'm like, shit, no, don't say it. It's like, no, I don't want feedback. I don't want, oh shit, right. It's like, no, I don't want to connect. I don't want to do that shit. Because it is really scary, like, I do get hurt, from interactions, A lot of people do. Most people do, Someone writes a negative comment, criticizing comment, it's like, oh shit. Even if there's like tons of positive ones, the negative one, people always speak about this on YouTube, but, And so I do want to do these things, experience these things. So if you're on board with this and you want to connect, you want to support or ask questions or say what you value, what you want to see, blah blah blah, all that stuff. Just know that I am still very hesitant about it, but I'm just putting it out now because it feels like, a direction that is necessary. I've got to do this eventually. I can't keep putting it off, you know. So the intention is there, right? If you want to connect, you want to whatever, here I am, I may not always want to do it, but here I am setting the intention, and gradually I think, I'll start to feel more comfortable in myself, more confident. And, see what happens, So what do I even mean, like connect and all this? Well, I don't really know at this point. I'm just putting it out there. Like, if you want to comment a question or what you want to see from me, what kind of videos you want me to, what kind of topic you want me to talk about, or, fucking Q&A. I'll do a fucking Q&A if you want, Yeah, like, I think, honestly, a lot of kind of the comments, well, some of the comments, and I've gotten, like, Instagram messages too, I think a lot of it is coming from a place of, loneliness and isolation, like I've said previously in this video. People on this path of awakening, or whatever you want to call it, it can be a lonely journey and an isolating journey. And I think that I am a voice out here in the YouTube land that offers relatability and, this whole thing of, like, you're not alone, like, here I am. So, if anything, I suppose what I have to offer you is just this energy of you're not alone. If you want to talk to me about your fucking awakening shit just because you want to feel less alone and you want someone to relate to, then I might be able to offer that, But again, like, I'm not, like, fully on board with this. It's like, it's very gradual, so don't feel bad if you want to connect with me or whatever and I just don't reply or whatever. I'll do my best. And yeah, because it's still very scary a lot of the time for me, when people want to reach out and people want to connect, I'm like, oh shit, and it's like, it's scary. But the more times it happens, the less scary it becomes. So there's that anyway. So yeah, there's some thoughts I've been having, and at the moment I'm still living with my parents, and so I don't feel completely comfortable with, say, doing like a video call or a phone call or whatever, because just feel like I need a kind of private space to do that. I sometimes feel a bit self-conscious, Sometimes I don't at all, but sometimes I do. About talking, sometimes making videos in my room. It's like I don't want to fully express myself or fully, talk louder. Sometimes I'm self-conscious, but yeah, my plan is to, well, live the van life in some way. It's been a very slow journey. It's been on and off, building it out and getting my license. I'm still on my learner's license, but I'm basically done. It's just a few tweaks, and then I'm gonna book my test, and then I'll be able to drive alone, and I'll have my own space then. But yeah, I don't really know. See what happens in the future. But yeah, community is important. Connection is important. Life is fucking hard sometimes, man. Like, we need to fucking support each other. We need to care for one another. We need to see each other, We need to hear each other. Everybody's fighting their own battles inside, and we keep to ourselves. We suffer in silence, and it's just... people fucking kill themselves because of it, It's just... fucking life is hard sometimes, And we just need to be able to speak to each other more, And I want to be a part of that, I don't want to turn away from that. It needs to happen. It takes a lot of courage, but it takes a lot of courage and self-love, and so yeah. So another thing I want to talk about, which is related to this whole thing, is I guess purpose and money, work, and all this. And again, this is all like concepts and however you think about it. What is work and what is not work, what is a career and what is not a career, when are you working? Am I working now making this video, It's however you fucking think about it, but ultimately, like, we all need to fucking make money somehow. And I just feel like, I've got this thing going already. I'm making videos. And I have another channel, which I haven't uploaded in ages, because I really kind of feel like I have needed a break from filmmaking. But these are just raw, uncut videos, so... I've already got this thing going, and like, the thing is, like, how do you make money, Well, basically it's simple. You just offer value to people, right? Simple as that. What? You just offer value to somebody's life. Right? There's a problem that you've experienced in your life, and you overcame it somehow, which lessened your suffering. And then you go and offer that value to another person that has the same problem, and be like, here's how I overcome it, here's how I lessened my suffering, hope this helps. And they will give you shit. give you money, you know? It's just about, what do you have to offer? And I've been thinking about this. What do I have to offer? And it's just like, I don't know what I have to offer. But perhaps what I do have to offer is an ear. Perhaps I can listen to you. Those who feel alone on this spiritual path, misunderstood on this spiritual path, or whatever you want to call it. Perhaps I can offer my experience and see if that resonates. I can offer listening. Perhaps I can just offer that, And I think that's valuable in this society, in this day and age, just being able to listen and not be so fucking reactive. I'm not saying I'm never reactive and I can always listen, but I think that some of the time I'm pretty good, so... yeah, I've been thinking about that, and it's like, what do I have to offer? Well, it's like, okay, some people seem to get value out of these videos, some people seem to be able to relate, and whatever else, and so, I'm not gonna fucking charge money for shit right now, I don't know what the fuck's, how this whole thing works with connection and community and all that, but what I'm trying to say here is that I think I need to do more of this because, for a little bit, and I've made videos where I was like, I need to stop doing this. I need to really fucking stop doing these video journals because it is a distraction from enlightenment. And again, there's truth there because, like I said, it's like, how do I reconcile these two things of like enlightenment and doing shit, or like talking about enlightenment? It's like, shut the fuck up, stop talking about enlightenment and just get enlightened, right? The purpose of waking up is waking up, not getting a PhD in waking up. Why are you fucking talking about it? Just, there's definitely truth in that. But there also is truth in expressing myself. And sometimes it's hard to know when to express it. Have I got like this full picture to be able to express? Or am I still kind of on the fence, a bit hesitant, do I really have anything to say, or is this just a distraction? That's another, thing. So yeah, it's a problem I still face is like enlightenment all the way, and it's like, how do I balance this, whatever else, But yeah, this is a good practice for me as well, to just speak. I mean, I've been speaking for an hour. It actually is a healthy practice to be able to use my voice. And so I do want to do more of this. And again, like, a lot of the time I'm not always feeling it because sometimes I feel very vulnerable doing it. But yeah, I don't know. So I think I'll leave it at that. Thanks to anyone who's watched this far. Yeah, I don't know, just let me know down in the comments anything you want. Or if you don't want, that's okay too. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good day or a good night.